So we are live. Not live, but taping. So good afternoon. Jean and I, my daughter Jean and I, are going to make carrot cake blondies this afternoon. Here, I know, we've made a tight space for ourselves. So, and we are actually washing our hands about every 5 minutes in our home kitchen. So we have pre-measured some of our ingredients for today's carrot cake blondies, and we'll be posting the recipe online so everyone can try this at home. But we have a stick of unsalted butter that we've already melted, and we've got a cup of light brown sugar, 2 eggs, 1 egg that goes in our carrot cake and 1 egg that goes in our cheesecake portion. We're going to be using vanilla extract in both the carrot cake and the cheesecake. We also are going to be using flour for the carrot cake part, which we've pre-measured, cinnamon, baking powder, salt, and a cup of shredded carrots, which we have pre-shredded. For the cheese, that's all, and so we have carrot cake. We're actually making carrot cake part, and we're going to be swirling with cheesecake. So we have 4 ounces of cream cheese, additional sugar for that. So we're using brown sugar in the carrot cake part and white sugar in the cheesecake part. We didn't measure out the white sugar yet, did we? We got it? Okay, you're good. Jean is way ahead of me. Go Jean. We also have chosen our baking dish. We're going to use glass, and we sprayed it with our favorite non-stick cooking spray. And then we have preheated our oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so since we already melted the butter, we are going to be using this bowl to mix our ingredients. We're going to use a stand mixer for the cheesecake part, but we're going to mix by hand because we don't really need to. We are able to fold all the ingredients together by hand for the carrot cake part. So think like making brownies, but a blondie version with carrots. So that's the consistency we're going for. All right, so let's grab the butter. And we're going to put the butter in this big bowl. And then go ahead and add our brown sugar. That's a cup of brown sugar. Okay. Do you want to be my stir person? You can stir to combine. Okay, we're going to need 1 egg. Let me use my, actually, I'm going to go ahead and use the same glass measuring cup that we used for the butter. I'm going to go ahead and use that for the egg. Put our directions up here so we don't lose them or get anything on them. I'm always nervous about cracking an egg on camera. Like, are you going to get a good crack? Looks like I was successful. No shells. Yes! This is good. All right, so we're going to put 1 egg in there. And then the next thing we need to add is our vanilla. And we're going to need 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. So tablespoon, it's a good amount of, you can double check. That is a tablespoon. Yeah, yes. So a lot of vanilla extract. That's good. I like vanilla. Jean can tell you I add vanilla to almost everything that I bake because I love an extra kick of vanilla.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so go ahead and mix that all up really well, Jean.
Okay.
Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to add the flour. Okay. So go ahead and combine that. And then we also need a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to go ahead and take this off so it's easier to get my teaspoon out. That fits, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Level that off a little bit. Okay, teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. So I've got my baking powder here. Look for my 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, we'll add that in. Jean continues to stir that up. Oh, let me make sure that I put the top back on my cinnamon. And now we need to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right, I'm going to do that over this measuring cup so that I don't oversalt our dish if it comes out too fast, which can sometimes happen with salt. Okay, let's add some salt. That's good. Nice, it's coming together really nicely. All right, now the star of the show, the carrots. Okay, let's get all those carrots in there. That's awesome. Look at that nice bright orange carrot. I love it. All right, so Jean's gonna keep mixing that up. And now we're gonna go ahead and get started on the cheesecake part. So I have already measured and portioned out my cream cheese that's going to go in my stand mixer. And so you need 4 ounces of cream cheese, a 1/4 cup of sugar, which Jean has already measured out for us. Let's see, actually I think, see if that's gonna be flat. Gotta check that you've leveled off your sugar. We actually need a little more sugar.
I used the measuring spoon. I mean, measuring cup.
Yeah, it can be hard to, it can be a challenge. It can be a challenge to eyeball it, Jean, so.
No, I used the measuring cup.
The measuring cup?
The cup.
Well, that is interesting. So that was, you said you used a 1/4 cup? Let's double check it. Let's make sure our measures are good. Where's your 1/4 cup?
You just add some more.
Let's see. I don't
Oh,
see.
it's not flat?
No,
Okay.
no. So that's okay. It's easy enough to fix. All right, let's get that nice and flat. Let's see. I think I'm happier with that now. Okay. So we've got sugar, and then we were going to put our egg in, another egg. So I'm going to go ahead and use my same glass for the egg. Yeah, I know, check my crack, check. Looks good?
Yes, but I think, is it only...
Okay, so this recipe said to use an egg yolk. However, I prefer to use a whole egg. It's not gonna change the recipe that much, and I've baked enough cheesecake to know that I can experiment with this and it's still gonna turn out. So that's a choice. So, and I actually looked at about 5 different recipes for this type of dessert before we chose this one. So I'm gonna live dangerously and use the whole egg. But Jean, that's a very good question about the recipe.
Okay.
Okay, and then 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So I'll be doing this little spoon 3 times. One, 2, 3. All right, that's good. Now to put my paddle attachment in. You can use different attachments for this. You can use a regular handheld mixer. I just love using my stand mixer because I have one and it's real easy and convenient to use. Okay, so this is gonna get loud. So let that work its magic for a moment. blending together really nicely. So, and here's the thing, you really want the cream cheese solid to blend in with the sugar and the egg and the vanilla so that it's creamy. Almost there. And the good thing about working with stuff like cream cheese is that it is going to melt further when we're baking it, so that's good. Shake it off my excess, and then I'll waste into the good cream cheese mixture. So we really like this dessert here because in our house we love carrot cake and we love cheesecake. So combining these desserts sounds really yummy to us. Plus we can tell ourselves it's healthy because it has carrots in it, right? No? That's what I'm thinking. It's a serving of carrots, right?
Yes.
Maybe. Okay, so we have all our stuff ready to go. All right, let me grab a spatula for us. Okay, so we've sprayed our pan, non-stick cooking spray, and we want to take half of the carrot cake batter, and if you hear that meow in the background, that's Luna. She is our peanut gallery audience, and she has things to say. So you may hear more of her. Yep, that was Luna. All right, do you want to try to do that?
Okay.
Okay, so what we're trying to do is get a layered effect with the carrot cake batter and the cheesecake mixture. Yeah, it's pretty thick. And that's okay.
How many layers?
It's only one layer. It's like, well, it's like a layer of carrot cake, a layer of cheesecake, and then we're gonna swirl it a little bit.
Okay.
So that's good. We're going to try to cover the bottom of the pan. Nice. Okay. All right, that's good. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the cheesecake batter, and I'm going to drop spoonfuls of it on. So it's a bottom layer of carrot cake, but then the second layer is going to be a mixture of carrot cake and cheesecake. So it's okay if it doesn't all meet and come together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting excited about this.
Me too.
And it's a rainy day outside, so staying in to bake a yummy treat is just the thing to do. Okay, so now what we want to do is to take some of this carrot cake, and we're going to just go ahead and drop that right onto some of the cheesecake. We're getting there. All right, gotta get the rest of, you don't want to waste any of this here. You hold that spoon. What I'm doing right now is trying to scrape the carrot cake mixture off the bowl so we don't waste any of it. Because, you know, what's the point of that? You definitely want to bake all of it. All right, that's coming together really nicely. Oh, I see it, yes. Thank you, Jean. Jean is making sure that I don't miss any in the bowl. I think I'm getting about as much as I can. What do you think? Does it look good?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is do a swirl. So I'll show you how that's done.
Okay.
So I have done this with regular cheesecake before, different types of marble cakes. I see Luna is over there getting into trouble off camera. We'll get her in a minute. So I've done this with a chopstick. I've done this with a flat knife like we're using now. And you basically take your cheesecake and your carrot cake and you gently make a pattern, a swirl pattern. I do it, first I do it one way, and then I'll go the opposite way. Then you see there's a marble pattern developing.
Yes.
So that's gonna look really cool when it bakes. So now we're ready to put it in the oven. Yeah, so we have to bake it for 35 to 40 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is put it in for 35 and check it.
Okay.
So I'm putting it on the center rack in my oven, and then I'm gonna set my timer. And we'll be back in 35 minutes to show you how it turned out. So stay tuned, we'll be back. I know, she's on the table. Jean, look. It's done.
Ooh.
Doesn't that look fantastic? But we have to let it cool before we can eat it.
Okay.
Can't wait to have this for dessert tonight, but it looks so yummy. It
Yes.
smells so good.
Mmm.
Well, we hope you try this at home too. Till next time.